This is Professor C.B. MD, PhD, and today's Monday, November 11, 2024. It is 10:08 and 16 seconds, p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and today's research, remote viewing. So let Tom do it here. Traditionally, psychoenergetic experiments at SRI have relied on the remote viewing ability of a relatively small number of talented persons, but as the number and nature of experiments and/or applications increases, the necessity for discovering additional talented individuals becomes acute. In FY 1984, in anticipation of more process-oriented experiments, the Cognitive Science Project at SRI International began to increase the number of remote viewers available for experimental work. 3 directions were pursued. 1. Train selected individuals. 2. Screening using psychological correlates to remote viewing ability. And 3. Screen groups of people using a carefully developed remote viewing task. This report details the continuing screening work conducted during FY 1989, as well as the work to evaluate the claims of individuals who purport to have remote viewing abilities. Although it has not been documented to what extent remote viewing abilities exist in the general population, certain individuals appear to have a capacity for assessing information not available by known sensory processes. Some of these persons may have had spontaneous experiences that led them to be more or less aware of the extrasensory potential, while others with such potential may not have had these experiences and thus remain unaware of their remote viewing abilities. The goal of the FY 1989 group screening effort was to identify individuals who possess a natural talent for remote viewing. To accomplish this goal, we used a 2-stage process, which we developed in FY 1988 for screening large numbers of people. The objective was to screen several hundred people at the first stage, and then to invite the most promising persons to participate in 8 individualized laboratory trials, in anticipation of finding a few persons who would show robust and consistent remote viewing performance. A 2-stage screening process was used to find high-quality remote viewers. The first stage included a lecture presentation summarizing remote viewing research conducted at SRI International during the past 17 years. This presentation was designed to attract interested audiences of 25 or more persons. Following the lecture, the audience was asked to voluntarily participate in 4 remote viewing trials, using targets randomly selected from a previously constructed target pool. Based on a qualitative assessment of the data collected during the first stage, the best individuals were chosen to participate in further screening activity. The second stage screening consists of a formal test, with the selected individuals using independent trials. A special set of 16 targets was constructed for the screening procedure. The target pool contained both dynamic targets with motion and static still photographs targets. Dynamic targets consisted of action film clips edited from popular movies. The static targets were a series of thematic-related still photographs shown in succession for 5 seconds each. The targets ranged in length from approximately 60 to 100 seconds and were stored on 2 video discs. The 16 targets were divided into 4 categories, of 4 targets each. Categories included military, scientific, industrial, natural, non-technical, and projects. Targets in the first 3 categories were film clips of the dynamic variety. Each target in the 4th category showed a project title, e.g., Project Blue Book, interspersed with images related to the purpose of the project, e.g., UFOs. 4 targets were chosen to allow for the possibility that different types of targets might be easier to view than others. No attempt was made to maintain target orthogonality, i.e., significant differences, across categories, but considerable effort was expended to maintain within category orthogonality. 2 factors were considered in choosing the targets. Within each category, the targets were chosen because they were thematic, interesting, and possessed geometric elements that could be drawn easily. Secondly, they were selected to be as distinct as possible so that the other targets within that category could be used as decoys in the analysis procedure. And this is Professor Christopher, codename Will, leader of research scientist ufologist, computer technician, computer programmer, philanthropist, writer, mathematician, artist, photographer, film producer, chef, animal, and nature lover, passion, world peace, and this video was created for educational purposes only. Hope you enjoyed listening. Until next time, have a great day. This is Professor CB, MD, PhD, and today's Monday, November 11th.